Hey, what's up, y'all? It is day one officially of our 30-day Why Not Bloom challenge. And this is where I take you throughout the journey of me trying to build wealth, starting kind of from scratch, without a blueprint, without any of this. I just got a plan and I'm just going to see where it takes me. Okay. So in this journey, just make sure you like the videos, comment on the videos, tell me your favorite part, and make sure you subscribe. Let YouTube know this is the type of content that I'm really looking for, and support me, if you can, please. As you all know, my name is Ariel, aka Ari, and this is my healing prescription. And this channel is where I take you through all things healing, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, social, and I'm also taking you through the financial route of how I'm trying to build generational wealth. Now, this challenge specifically is going to be more focused on financial wealth and building that while also maintaining my mental, physical, emotional, and social health. Okay. So today, to start this challenge off, I want to do a mind map, like an idea dump, tell y'all where my head is at as far as what my plan is for this 30-day challenge. I have so many ideas. I've been known for having so many ideas, but I never wanted to be the type of person who is the dreamer and never executes. So this 30-day challenge is going to help me execute the plans that are reoccurring, because when they are in my mind, often that also means that God placed them there, because our human mind, we tend to forget things on a regular basis. So if I know that something is on my mind on a consistent basis, that means that God gave it to me. And so I definitely want to honor that. And I'm just going to be create. There was a sound on TikTok that said create. This is not up for debate. ... Okay. And I want to make sure I create for the sake of creating, for fun, and also for that money that money. So let's get into it. So the idea of this is bloom where you are planted, meaning I made a decision to be an entrepreneur. So let's bloom in this entrepreneurship and let's bloom in our creative stage. So what can I use? What can I create? What can I start with right now? And in this type of space, you will always see on social media that, well, if you create this, you'll be rich. If you start this, you'll be rich, and all this stuff. So it's almost like, let's try it. Why not? Right. So I'm just going to go down the list of all the ideas that I had and see which ones are worth executing during this time. Okay. So let's get into it. Cue the music. No, I'm just playing. No music. So anyway, I have my notes here on this whiteboard. So basically, there's a craze, a phase, a thing for digital products right now. And I'm about to hop on that. Like, I have no other options because I don't. So I'm looking into creating multiple platforms, utilizing multiple platforms, and creating multiple stores. So I just started using Etsy last year around September. With my relaunch, I ended up doing a print on demand store for a clothing line, and I had a few self-care sayings, and that dropping that store for me was more so for the concept of creating and not stopping and doing what I said I wanted to do, like without limits. So I created a line with hoodies, crew necks, t-shirts. I have coffee mugs, and I have blankets, like Sherpa blankets and things like that. I bought all of that just so I can, one, see the material for the first time. And surprisingly, a lot of that stuff was really, really good. I used Printify. So because I'm already paying a Printify membership fee, I'm like, can we use that, please? I can have up to 5 stores on there. So right now I have my Shopify store and I have my Etsy shop for Glow with Flow. Glow with Flow, again, is a self-care movement skincare brand. So that means I have 3 more stores left open. So y'all know it's time to get busy. I'm about to get busy. So I'm looking into 2 Etsy shops right now. That last one I'm gonna leave open because I want to be intentional. Obviously, I could shut that down, but I want to create 2 for sure. So during my birthday, I told you I have a book I have this, right? And in here, I have letters and birthday cards, right? But I also created a letter for myself during this birthday because I already told you, if you look at my video, my turning 30 video, how I was feeling leading up to my birthday. And so I decided to write myself a letter. Now, in this letter, I wrote out all of my accomplishments from 2025 alone. And also the fact that like I celebrated Glow with Flow turning 4 this year and starting a business with no blueprint and doing all of this stuff. So I put all of that in a list. I ended up doing like creating a list of over 30 things, 35 things or whatever. And next up was a conversation that I had with God. So many of you may skip this part or whatever. For my, non-religious folks, I'm not religious neither. So joke's on you. But I do believe that God exists and I have a great relationship with him. And so one of the ways that I talk to him and he talks to me is through my journaling. And so when it comes down to him talking to you, all it takes is for you to hush, shut up and listen, right? So for me, I have these days where I do money talks with God. And I found that to be super helpful in my journey of trying to build financial wealth. So obviously I could talk about that in another video. But in this one particularly, I asked God a question. I say, God, what do you need to tell me about my finances? And then I hush and then he gets to write. Now, mind you, it's kind of awkward where sometimes it feels like you're writing, in which sometimes it is. But a lot of the times we need to look at it like God gave us his mind. If we are one, we have his mind, right? And so some thoughts that come to you, they're not yours. And also some thoughts that come to you, you can kind of distinguish when they are yours. So I start writing if it's on the top of my head or if it's something I want to hear. So I'll start with something like, Ariel, I'm so proud of you for doing X, Y, Z. Then it allows me to settle and it allows him to take over. When I start writing, that's what I'm saying. When I just start writing something, it allows him to take over. And usually when that happens, I just write. I don't really think about what I'm saying. And if it aligns with the Bible, of course, if it aligns with his word, then yes, that is him. Now, mind you, I read the Bible last year from start to finish, Genesis to Revelation. Do I remember every single scripture? I was about to say no. Absolutely not. But there are some things that God says to me that's like, oh, that sounds familiar. That's how I know it's not me, because I can't just pull stuff out of my butt like that. I'm creative and I'm smart, but I can't really do that. So specifically in this letter, birthday letter to myself, I said, God, what do you want me to know about my 30s? And I started writing. But the main thing I got from, or one of the things that I got from that was, you don't have to prove yourself to anyone during this season, during this decade. Don't prove yourself to anyone. Okay. So then I told you I had my section where I shared all of my accomplishments in 2025. I had his section where he spoke to me. And then my last one, I had ChatGPT write me a letter like she's talking to me, because I say she because ChatGPT is my girl. OK, I have trained her will to speak just like me. So hearing things from her is almost like me talking to myself or talking to a big sister. And that's profound for me. That's needed for me. So I had her write me a letter. Did not read it at all. I just copied and pasted. I said, from your girl chat, right? I copied and pasted. And I did this letter July 4th. My birthday is July 10th. I just read this letter probably the 26th. So I wanted it to be after my birthday. I did not want to read it on my birthday. Plus, I wrote the letter so late because I wasn't in the mood, obviously. Wrote the letter so late that I forgot what I wrote in there. And it was a time that I really needed it because it felt like depression was seeping in and I felt stuck. So I wanted to read the letter to myself. And I also felt very emotional. I felt like I wanted to cry, did not know why I wanted to cry. Kind of like shunned myself for wanting to cry. For those who care, like the astrologers and people like that, I'm a Cancer. So I am a crybaby. It's like a love-hate relationship with my emotions because sometimes I share those emotions with people who don't know how to react to them. And that reaction for me has shunned me for many years, right? And so I try to refrain from that. And so basically, I needed to cry. So I read the letter to myself, and it was the best decision ever. I was like in tears from start to finish, right? So that brings me to this point. I want to create an Etsy shop that shows how important it is to talk to yourself and to speak life into yourself. I want to create a platform that shouts that from the mountaintops, because if you don't know how to speak to yourself nicely, if you don't require that from yourself, you're not requiring that from anyone else. So that means your relationships will look a little funky and a little stank and a little toxic, a lot of toxic, if you allow people to talk to you any kind of way. So I think that one is going to be like a Dear Me letter, or like a talk to me nice, or like something. I want to name it something good, like a note to self kind of stationary Etsy shop. And so I'm thinking for that, I'll have different cards, cute little designs of cards, postcards, or regular birthday cards to give to yourself. You know how you have those open when cards, open when you're upset, open when you're feeling like you need a pick me up, open when you're feeling sad, open when you need motivation, open when you are happy as hell, open when you just accomplished something amazing. So I want to have that type of Etsy shop, and I will have that type of Etsy shop. So I'm going to take you through that process during this challenge, because I needed that. And I need that. And also shout out to my best friend, Robin. Hey, boo. She has been giving me these letters, these booklets, like why I love you. You're my best friend. I think I have it. But, just why you're the best friend and things like that. Like those type of booklets. So when you open it, she writes her own personal messages to me, and I love them. Love them. I cry every single time. So shout out to you. That is also a motivation for me, because those type of booklets that you can give to your friends and family, reminding them, like that type of gift is timeless. I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes that type of stuff is better than buying me, I don't know, something that I asked for. Sometimes that's better because that goes with you wherever you go. It doesn't expire or none of that. So that's going to be one of the shops that I want to open. Another one that I was considering, because let me break this down to you. There are a lot of people on social media who come across my timeline, and they have at least 8 Etsy shops, faceless Etsy shops. And faceless means y'all don't know that I created it. Obviously, y'all gonna know 30-day challenge. Okay, obviously, y'all gonna know I created it, but it's not me saying, hey, here's my business outside of YouTube. I mean, come on, outside of YouTube. But on Etsy, when you look at the shop, you're not gonna know who created this, right? And they have over 8 successful shops. I'm talking bringing in at least 2K plus each shop. Come on, $16,000 a month. You know what I can do with 3? No, I'm just playing. No, with 3 of those shops, but that's close to 6 figures. So anyway, sorry for the crash out a little bit. I got a little excited, but the second shop I want to open up is going to be another print on demand type of shop. And I'm thinking something dedicated towards this series, like towards this, why not bloom, or bloom where your planet kind of aesthetic, full bloom. Yeah. Full bloom. Okay. There it is. Full bloom. Okay, bet. I'm like, I feel like okay. Reoccurring thoughts. Full bloom. Okay, so I'm thinking to create a print on demand store using Printify and creating merch. So maybe t-shirts or hoodies or something while doing this challenge. I have no idea when I can launch this, but possibly launch it mid-challenge. And then by the time I get my followers, then I'll do a little launch with you all. And then we'll see. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. Another digital product that I can create. You all know I already have my healing journal series, Breaking Free, Healing from Disappointment, and Becoming Her. So those are 45-day guided and prompted journals to help you through, some of life's worries and challenges, right? And I think it will be pretty dope for me to have that in a PDF file on my website for people who don't necessarily want the journal in hand, who don't really care to have that. I don't know, but they can type online with it. Maybe that I like that concept. I like that concept. Some people just rather have everything online anyway instead of having paper, which totally fine. I think I'm old school when it comes down to paper. I need that. Okay. So my journals are from Amazon. And so I can do the KDP, the Kindle. I don't know. Put it online. I could put it on a digital platform and sell it on Amazon as well. So I'm going to do that on this challenge as well. And when it comes down to Glow with Flow, I honestly can make a whole lot of stuff. Why haven't I done it? Of course, imposter syndrome, fear, okay? Thinking that I can't. But like literally, why not? Why not bloom? 30-day challenge. Here we are. So I'm thinking self-care workbook. And I also need to create a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is something that says, hey, if you give me your email, I can send this lead magnet to you. I can send this self-care workbook to you for free. I just need your email. And that will be a way for me to gain more subscribers to my newsletter. So right now, my lead magnet is just 15% off. Some people like the discount and some people probably would rather have a self-care workbook. So I'm going to create that on this challenge as well and just see. I want to do a test. All of this is a test to see what works, what doesn't work, and what needs editing or fixing and altering, and what is working for real. That like, why the hell didn't I make this X amount of years ago? Okay. So I even considered doing a course, but I got stressed out. Can I be real? I got stressed out. Creating a course for me looks like aesthetics, looks like, I hear myself. See, this is the vulnerability and the honesty that I'm talking about. So basically, I have an idea in my mind of what creating a course looks like. And you have that perfect background with a perfect couch, accent chair, with a perfect cute desk. And then I have this light and this light and this light, and then this camera here and this camera here showing different angles. And then I also have a camera in the back that shows the behind the scenes, so I can film on my healing prescription, film on Glow with Flow, showing the behind the scenes of all of this content, as well as doing the course quality, crisp camera with the mic, right? I got the lights. I got the mic. My phone is doing exactly what it needs to do. And I got the couch, right? I have enough. I have everything I need. So why not bloom? But I'm not doing that in this challenge. I can create a whole nother challenge for my course. I can do that. But in this 30 days, that's going to look like hustle culture. And I just told y'all in the last video, I'm not trying to hustle like that to the bone, to where I'm burnt out and where I'm tired. During this month, I have birthdays to celebrate. I have events to go to. I have places to be, people to see. And I don't want to show up looking like a zombie. Can I not do that? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay. So let's save that for another challenge, creating a mini course or a course. I will save that for another challenge. Let me know in the chat what y'all think about that. Like, is that something y'all would want to see of me creating a course and things like that? Because Shopify has an app that allows me to create a course. So that's already set into what I'm paying for, basically. So I'm considering it. But what kind of course would y'all want to see? Like, from My Healing Prescription, which is this channel, and from Glow with Flow, a self-care movement skincare brand. What kind of course? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, okay? Now, I done did my mind mapping. I done did the idea dump, shared all of that, shared my ideas of what this 30-day Why Not Bloom challenge is going to look like and what I'm going to create during this time. And I also want to add this part in. During this time, like I said before, I want to be present. I want to create and stay focused in my lane when it comes to content creation and social media, but I also want to be present and maintain my active lifestyle as far as going to the gym, working out, going on walks and things like that. I don't want this challenge to take a hold of me. And so another reason why I don't want to do the course in this 30-day challenge. I want to go back to my goals as well, maintain the active and present lifestyle. And I also want to launch 3 to 5 ideas. So launch and execute. I want to go from ideation phase to execution phase in this 30-day challenge with 3 to 5 ideas. So if we run this down, the idea looks like creating a lead magnet, creating my 2 Etsy shops, the stationary one and the print on demand one. And another idea would be turning my journals that I already have into digital platforms, and something else that I will make up throughout this journey. But you know what I think about too? I got to add, and I got to keep saying this. My goal again is to be monetized out of 13 platforms. My goal is to be monetized on 6 of them. That looks like also maintaining that consistent-ish content schedule for each platform. So if that looks like executing that and posting at least weekly on Glow with Flow and on my different Instagram pages and things like that, then that's also ideation to execution. And I also want to have behind the scenes too of a lot of this stuff, because I feel like that behind the scenes footage of all of this is going to be a whole nother thing, because I'm going to do a lot of late night videos too. And that's going to be put on one whole video. I think I'm gonna put all of them together on one, and that's gonna be pretty dope. So anyway, and my last goal again is to make $5,000 a month this month. Make $5,000 this month from my Why Not Bloom challenge. So digital platforms, Glow with Flow, Etsy shops. I also want to look into affiliate marketing, because why not? Why not? Any idea I throw out. Any idea I throw out, why not? That's going to be my response to it. There's nothing telling me I can't do it except me. And in this 30 days, nothing is impossible. Unless it's the courses, then I'm telling you, I'm redirecting. That was a redirection. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, so yeah, y'all seen the mind mapping, y'all seen the idea dump. That's what this 30-day challenge is going to be. You see me go from ideation stage to creation to execution, with 3 to 5 ideas. And then I'm going to give you updates, real life updates. How much money I made without you being too much in my pockets, but how much money I made and my analytics from the videos that I'm creating and what the challenge is doing mid challenge, all of that. So yeah, the updates going to be real. Analytics going to be real. Analytics are going to be real. And yeah, it's time. It's time. It's time for me to live in the world that I created in here. It's time for me to live that with no limits, because I have none. Also in this season, I want to make sure that, because 30 days is a season for me, amen, one of them, I want to make sure that I am doing millionaire mindset stuff. So that means affirmations, speaking kindly to myself when I wake up, no social media. When I wake up, prayer first, talk to God first, tell him thank you for waking me up, etc., etc. And I'm doing a lot of I don't chase, I attract affirmations, and I make room for growth. I created a wallpaper for myself and I put it on my phone. So when I wake up, that's the first affirmation thing I see. And I also want to continue to speak life to myself and just make sure I set boundaries with myself when it comes to social media. The goal is to produce content more than I consume it. Because y'all know y'all get on that rabbit hole and get the scrolling, babes. Me, I do that. I do that all the time. And so the goal is to produce more content than I consume. So anywho, this concludes day 1. I'm putting all this on paper. I'm going to edit my Google Sheets spreadsheet of what I talked about today, add it into my spreadsheet to see, okay, which one I'm working on next. I'm going to work on Full Bloom first, and that's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to work on Full Bloom first to do ideation and creation. And I'll even do some screen sharing, maybe not tomorrow, but day 3, to show you all how I go behind the scenes of me creating some layouts and designs for my store. So make sure y'all like this video. Make sure you guys comment, tell me your favorite parts, comment and talk about the course idea as well. Tell me what more videos you would like to see about that. And make sure you all subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I just want to say thank you for joining me on day 1 of this Why Not Bloom 30-day challenge. Stay tuned. I got some heat coming for y'all. Okay. I love y'all. Peace.